Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another video of Locked in Disney. I'm your host, Luke Lockwood. Today, we are on the Skyliner Resorts for a little Skyliner crawl. You see the Skyliner behind me. We're starting with Disney's Riviera Resort, then going on to the Caribbean Beach Resort, and ending it with Pop Century and Art of Animation. So, we have some fun food we're going to try, some fun selfies, and some overall cool places that I want to show you all. So, come along with me. Alrighty, everybody, we have made it to Disney's Riviera Resort. This is a DVC resort, which means it's Disney Vacation Club. I've gotten to stay here a couple of times, and it's actually one of my favorite resorts. It's one of the smallest resorts on property, but it is an absolutely gorgeous property. One of my absolute favorites. Great food, great atmosphere, and honestly, you really just can't beat the quaint vibe. It's not as big and gaudy as some of the other Disney resorts. So it's I for me it's family friendly for my family, but if you have little kids that want all the Disney stuff, this might not be the resort for you. A fun little thing that I like to note, this resort is based off of the Italian and French trips that Lillian and Walt Disney took. So all of these movie posters here are actually in French. So you can see Moana, Finding Dory, Wreck-It Ralph, Zootopia. All of these are actually in French, which is pretty cool. Let's go take a look at the lobby. It's a small lobby, but it's really beautiful. The Riviera Resort is also home to a couple of my favorite restaurants here, including that of Primo Piatto, which we're going to go hit up here in just a moment. I also really love Topolino's Terrace. That is at the top of the Riviera Resort. It's a really good restaurant. I've never had their dinner here, but their breakfast is stellar. Now, Disney's Riviera Resort is a deluxe resort because it is a DVC resort. So it's going to have your amenities like a pool and a water slide. The water slide is important because you won't find that at your most moderate and value resort. So this resort does have a water slide as well as a leisure pool, which I personally enjoy the leisure pool more. But there is their main pool as well with a water slide. Now, you can also note right over here that's Caribbean Beach Resort. On this side over here, that's the Riviera main building. This resort was built pretty much right on top of Caribbean Beach. Not bad for the Riviera, but that shows you how big Caribbean Beach is. We'll go into that here in just a little bit. Ooh, it's getting windy. But yeah, it is a pretty small resort compared to that of Caribbean Beach. But if I can, I'll show you a good glimpse of what the water slide looks like here. So right now we are walking on a little path around. So I figured this would be a good time for me to tell you a little bit about what I'm going to be eating today. So I just placed a mobile order. My mobile order pickup window is between 4 and 4:15. So what we're getting today is the new citrus chicken tenders. So apparently these were added in around October, as well with my waffle chicken tenders that we got earlier at Magic Kingdom. So we're going to try those out today. I'm guessing they're kind of like an orange chicken vibe. So I don't know. We'll try it out. But this is one of my favorite quick service restaurants on all of Disney property. That's right, all of Disney property. Primo Piatto. They have a really good Italian sandwich. It's cold. It's so good. They have a good ham and cheese sandwich that is stellar. So I'm excited to try these chicken tenders. But the main event here is their Parmesan herb fries. Okay, these fries are the bomb. They're not just regular fries and they're not truffle. They are Parmesan fries. They are so good. So we're going to get those as well. And we also got a resort mug. So for those of you that don't know, you can buy a resort refillable mug for $22. And you can use it at any resort for the length of your stay. So we purchased one of those, and they just got a new design. So we're going to check out the new design. I got the blue one, and we're going to fill up and get a drink at every single resort we take a stop at. So my pickup order should be done here momentarily. So let's go grab that, and then let's do a fun food review. Just walking along this beautiful path, you can see the pool right over here. That's the water slide and a splash pad, and there's part of the main building here. as well as the lagoon with a little sand bar over here, but it goes all the way. It's a really gorgeous view from the Riviera, all that you can see. So this is right along the pool in the main lagoon here, and then you got that main building there as we are on our way to pick up our food. You also have places like Bar Riva, which is going to be their poolside bar. I've heard some great things about Bar Riva. And then here is the star of our show, Primo Piatto. This is the spot, my favorite place. Let's go pick up our order. Here we go. Let's go get the goods. Alrighty, everybody, we made it back. We're now sitting on a little bench here. Well, it's a fun spot that I enjoy here at the Riviera. You got the nice building behind me. So we're gonna dig in here. Whoops. All right, here we are. So first of all, we got the new resort mug. I think it's really cute. I wish it had more parks stuff in it, if you know what I mean. Like, I know the last one had a lot of park stuff, but it's still cute nonetheless. A lot of cute characters. We were due for a new resort mug because we've had this same old resort mug for since after the 50th anniversary, which was in 2021. So we were about due for a new resort mug. Anyways, let's take a look here. Okay. I definitely should have gotten a fork. And if I wasn't going to get a fork, I definitely should have gotten a napkin. That was really dumb. Anyways, if you actually order in, you're going to get a much better presentation. But I promise you it's really good. So I'm going to pause it here and then we're going to flip around the camera for you. All right, if you can see, there's the chicken tenders. It looks all thrown in there, but I promise you it'll probably be really good. And then there's Alrighty, let's start with a little fry action. These are the best. A plus, 10 out of 10. Now that I'm thinking about it, what I should have gotten as well, and I can't believe I messed up, but get the garlic aioli. If you can order a side of it, get the garlic aioli. It is life changing. Put it in with the fries. All right, these fries are delicious. Now let's try a chicken tender. You can see there were some mandarin oranges in there. Here's an up close look at the chicken tender with the sky behind it. Let's give it a try. Okay, I'm back. Those are very good. It tastes like orange chicken without the kick. So there's no kick of like spiciness anywhere. But it's still really, really good. They drizzle some kind of aioli on there. And then I really like the mandarin oranges. Like growing up and even now, I really like mandarin oranges like in a cup. So 10 out of 10, pretty good chicken tenders. I would definitely get them again, but not over some of the other things that I get here at Primo. And once again, please remember to get a napkin, get a fork, get something because my hands are disgusting. So definitely get something to wash your hands off. Alrighty, everybody, let's say goodbye to the Riviera. It was wonderful. I hope you enjoyed eating and exploring the Riviera. Now we're on to Caribbean Beach. Okay, we just encountered a little bit of a mood sucker, but we're still vibing, all right? Got to check that my mic is still on. I got this new microphone and it wasn't recording ever since we said goodbye to the Riviera, and I was recording a lot of cool stuff. But long story short, here we are. We are back and ready to go. So from the last clip you saw, we said goodbye to that beautiful building over there. Now we are here at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort. So I'll go over a couple of the cool things that we checked out. We checked out the pool, and I got my drink. Yes, we got a drink. We've refilled with some zero sugar lemonade here at Caribbean Beach. They do not have the freestyle machines, so I was not able to get a fun lemonade, but we did get zero sugar lemonade. Behind me there, you can see Sebastian's Bistro. That's going to be their full service restaurant. I've never eaten there, but I heard it's pretty good. They also have a good poolside bar. And you know what? Let's walk over and I'll show you the pool. As we're walking over to the pool, hopefully you can still hear me, it's windy. Um, there was not a whole lot when I checked out the gift shop and other things like that, but um, it is a really beautiful resort to walk around. It's a massive resort. But we are right now on the island called Caribbean Key. I've never been here before, but they have some nice playgrounds and hammocks and stuff. So I'll show you here real quick. Look at this little area. So this is right outside here in the lagoon. There's some hammocks. We were just sitting outside there. I fell asleep for like 15 minutes, not even gonna lie, right here. And all those buildings over there, that is also a part of Caribbean Beach. So this is how massive that resort is. And it goes right up to the Riviera. As you can see here, this is the pool here at Caribbean Beach Resort. It kind of looks like a Spanish temple. Um, and that's kind of what it's based off of. So that pool is pretty cool. Caribbean Beach is a moderate resort, so they do have a water slide as well. As we keep walking, we are going to head over to the Disney Skyliner, and you can just see how big of a space it is. Right over there is still the pool, and right over here is the lagoon and all of the buildings here at Caribbean. I was talking a little earlier back when my microphone wasn't working that Caribbean Beach is divided up into different sections, kind of like a neighborhood resort. So it's not one big building, obviously, as I've been showing you how big this resort truly is. But behind me is a map that I'll go a little bit more in depth into so you can see how everything kind of works together between the Skyliner, Riviera, and Caribbean Beach Resort, how it all kind of works. So here is a trusty old map, one of my favorite things. So Caribbean Beach Resort is divvied up into these different sections. So way down here we have Trinidad. That's going to be furthest away from the main lobby. We have Barbados, Old Port Royale, which is going to be your main lobby area with Sebastian's Bistro, the pool bar, their quick service, check-in, everything like that. So Barbados is going to be the closest, your preferred location. Martini Q. I don't know how to say that. I'm going to be so honest. But that's also a preferred location. Then we have the Riviera all the way back there and the Skyliner, Aruba right across the lake, Jamaica as well. So Jamaica is going to be closest to that Skyliner right over there, and Aruba is going to be closest to the Riviera Skyliner. So it is a pretty big spread out resort. When you really take it all in, it's can be a long walk if you're going from Trinidad to the main lobby to the Skyliner. So just be prepared if you're staying here that you might be in for a walk, but it is a gorgeous resort. And then there's Caribbean Key, where we were hanging out when I started filming again. So that's kind of a good look into it. We are a little too far away for me to show you the lobby of Caribbean Beach Resort, so I am sorry about that. But there's a little map of the resort. Here is a good up close look at one of the buildings here at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort. This is going to be the Trinidad section in pink. So it's pretty nice, only 2 levels, no elevators. So that is honestly one of the big turnoffs for a lot of people, no elevators. It is only 2 stories, so usually it should be okay, but just keep that in mind if you have mobility issues or anything like that. There are no elevators, only stairs. So for me, I can take a stair just fine, but that's not realistic for everybody. And just as a correction, guys, this is actually Barbados, not Trinidad. So this is going to be one of the closest areas to that main lobby. So sorry about that, but this is actually Barbados. Trinidad is going to be all the way over there. And you may be asking yourself, Luke, why are we still walking? We've been walking for a long time. We're just like going through Caribbean Beach Resort. Well, that's because I'm walking to the Skyliner from the main building, and not just any Skyliner, the main hub for Caribbean Beach. It is far, you guys. Like, it's really nice out right now, but if it were hot out, like, this would be a rough walk, okay? But that is where we're walking to. So it kind of gives you a glimpse as to how far this actually is. Right through the trees, there's the Skyliner. So we still have to go up that bridge all the way around. Like, it's massive. Look at the Skyliners there, but it is a beautiful resort. It's not my personal favorite, but it is a very nice resort to stay at. Here is one last final look while the wind is going of Caribbean Beach and Riviera. 2 very beautiful resorts. And we have made it. Here is the Skyliner hub for Caribbean Beach. Remember, if you are staying out here, these are the Jamaica buildings. That's going to be the closest to the Skyliner. Here's a map here. Jamaica Skyliner. So these are those Jamaica buildings. So if you're staying in Jamaica, that's going to be closest to the Skyliner, but you're going to be far from pretty much everything else at the resort. All right. We are now going to hop on a Skyliner and head over to our final two resorts of the day. And this time we're going to grab a little something at each resort. Just a note, that is Trinidad all the way out there. Like, that is so far away if you stay all the way down there. Main building's way the heck down there. That's that bridge. And this is the Skyliner. So Trinidad is crazy far. We have our own Skyliner on our way to Disney's Pop Century and Disney's Art of Animation Resort. Also, am I the only one that gets kind of scared when we go over the water here? This is a little spooky. We made it to Disney's Pop Century and Disney's Art of Animation Resort. We're going to go start at Art of Animation and see some of the fun stuff that we can find here. All right, here is Disney's Art of Animation Resort. When you think of Disney resorts, this is about as Disney as you are going to get. This resort is all about the wondrous Disney animation and films that they've created over their many, many years of being a film studio. So you can see there's Squirt on the side of these buildings here. I want you to take a note that all of these rooms are inside. So they're not motel style, they're all inside. I'll explain why you should take a note of this in a little bit, but just keep a mental note that all these rooms are inside. Everything that you're going to find in this resort is going to be over the top, larger than life Disney. So if you are coming here with your family, you got little kids that love Disney, this is going to be the spot. They have standard hotel rooms. They also have larger rooms to accommodate more guests. But this is going to be larger, over the top, larger than life, Disney fun, Disney throw up all over. Like, look at, you got a notepad of Dory and Squirt. It's really cute stuff. I've never actually stayed here before, but if you are looking for Disney all the time, no matter what, this is the place to go. Look at, you got my guy Timon and Pumbaa over here. Pretty cool stuff. Alrighty, we have made it to the Little Mermaid section. And remember when I told you to keep note that all those rooms over there internally were all inside rooms and not motel style? Well, take a note, all of the buildings here in the Little Mermaid section are motel style. So there's the Lion King section right there, all internal rooms, and just to the side, motel rooms. The reason for this is because when they built Pop Century Resort, this side was initially supposed to cover the other decades that Pop Century didn't originally cover. So your 1900s, 1910s, 20s, 30s, 40s, etc. But after Pop Century opened, 9/11 happened. The 9/11 attacks caused a lack of travel and a lack of tourists coming to not only Disney World, but everywhere. So they had already built one section, the Little Mermaid section, as motel style, and Pop Century was all motel style as well. So because they had already built that side as motel style, they left it abandoned for many, many years until they eventually opened up Art of Animation. When they decided to open Art of Animation, they started building the Lion King section with all internal hotel style rooms and left the Little Mermaid section. Instead of tearing it all down, they just repurposed it and made it its own section. So that is why all of these rooms over here are going to be motel style, and the rest of the resort are all going to be internal rooms, completely different from Pop Century Resort. And we will head over to Pop Century Resort here in just a little bit. But I wanted to show you all some of the cool, larger than life things here that is not only cool for kids, but adults and, frankly, me here at Art of Animation. This resort is also massive. The Little Mermaid section is super far away from the rest of the resort. Here is the Lion King section. We have Zazu. And we're going to keep on moving. Up here to your left, we have Scar. Pretty cool. Can you see why this resort is big for families? I mean, that is just awesome. And here is Pride Rock with Mufasa. And the main section here at Disney's Art of Animation Resort is going to be all Finding Nemo themed. You can see all of the fun blue colors and everything. It's a really cool spot. And of course, the main dude in Finding Nemo, Crush, the sea turtle. You can just see how over the top and elaborate this resort is. It is a kid and an adult's dream come true. There's the pool area again, but let's go take a look at the main building here. Let's see what kind of shops they got, any good merch, and let's go get a little treat as well. Let's go into Animation Hall. This is going to be your main lobby as well as your food court and your shops. Let's take a look, see what they got here. This lobby is very, very colorful, very bright. You have animation pictures, everything like that. It is one of the brightest and largest lobbies here on property. We'll see this in a moment when we check out the cars area, but that's really cool. This is pretty much something you're only going to find here. I think that's really neat. Let's go check out Landscape of Flavors and get a drink and a little treat too. Once again, a very bright food court. They just redid it here in Pop Century and Art of Animation, so it looks really nice in here. Here is the grab and go section with some salads and some sandwiches. I think we're gonna go for this though. All set. Alrighty, this is the cake in all of its glory. You can see right there. They put it on like a little tray here. What's cool is this piece of sketch art is actually what you can find out in the resort and what they actually use for the Lion King. So pretty cool. It is a refrigerated cake. So let's cut into it and see what we're getting into here. Alrighty, I'm holding the microphone as we're going, but let's cut into this here and see what we got here with the sketchbook cake. Oh, interesting. All right, looks like it's like tie-dye cake with maybe some filling in there. Interesting. That's not what I was expecting. All right, well, let's take a bite of what I just what I just cut off here for you. So let's take a bite. This time I won't eat in the microphone. Oh, and I did get napkins and a spoon this time. So we're in business now. Okay. The outside is very dark chocolate. It is dark chocolate through and through. If you like dark chocolate, go for it. I usually don't, but this is actually really good. Um, Let me try and show you again. Whoop, hold on. Let me show you again. There it is in the casing. But you can see there's actually some more cake underneath. There's some more tie-dye cake underneath there. I don't know if you can see that, but that's pretty interesting. It looks to be a lot of filling on the inside. So it is a little small for $7, but also it's Disney, so like you come to expect all that stuff. But you can see there's cake filling or icing in the middle. It's some kind of buttercream, but it's really good overall. It's a fun little thing that you can only find here at the Art of Animation. You won't be able to find this dessert anywhere else. So overall, I would give it a 7 out of 10. It's not the best dessert I've ever had, but it's not bad either. Like this is pretty good. So overall, I'd get it again. I did forget. Let's take a bite of Mr. Simba here. I'm pretty sure he's going to be white chocolate. We took. I forgot to put it in the camera. We just took a bite of Simba, the white chocolate. Pretty solid, not too bad. Um, we just took his head off. Pretty solid, pretty standard. Here is one last look at the cake. It looks pretty destroyed, but it was a pretty good cake. I didn't love the dark chocolate on there, but overall, I didn't hate it. This is very similar to the tie-dye cheesecake that you'll find over at Pop Century. And the only reason why it's similar is because it is tie-dye. That's the only similarity. But overall, not too bad. Well, we are now leaving Animation Hall, and we're going to head over and look at one more spot here in the resort. Over here, you're also going to find the drop-off, which is their poolside bar here, themed to Nemo and Friends. The next spot we're checking out here at Disney's Art of Animation Resort is Radiator Springs, the Cars themed section of this resort. My personal favorite. Just walking in here, it just puts you right in the movies. You can see the road here. There's the sheriff from Cars right on over here. His lights are blinking. Pretty cool. All the kids love it and the adults too. Just larger, oversized things in through here. It's super cool. We've got Doc Hudson in through here. As you keep going, you can see they themed the lights here to look like electrical poles and everything, which is pretty neat. You have the Cozy Cone Motel, which actually in through here is the Cozy Cone Pool. Pretty fun fact. And here we are, the Cozy Cone Motel. This is such a cool spot. And you can see in through here, this is the entrance into the pool. This is one of their leisure pools they have here, themed to none other than the Cozy Cone Motel from the movie. It is such a cool area. Over there, it's a little busy, but we have Tow Mater. And then on this side, we have Luigi, Luigi's Tires over here, Route 66. Some really cool stuff in this area. Here's an even better look at the Cozy Cone Pool or the Cozy Cone Motel, either way. These cones are actually cool little cabanas, and they are first come, first serve, so you don't have to reserve them. So that is pretty cool as well. We also have, as you keep going further, it just keeps going and going. This area is pretty cool. This pool is a leisure pool, but it does have a lifeguard. So Cozy Cone Pool, pretty neat. And then we have Fillmore's, the hippie car, and here the Wheelwell Motor Court. This is the main building and the main icon of the Cars themed section. So this is pretty cool. And it looks over there, you have Sally, and actually Lightning McQueen looks like he is under refurbishment. We'll get a better look at that here in a second. But, oh, there's Fillmore, the hippie. Look at this. Oh no. Lightning McQueen is currently at Ramon's house of body art getting his paint touched up. That's funny, but look, Lightning McQueen under refurbishment with Sally and her headlights. But another time, we'll have to see Lightning McQueen. He's getting repainted. And the final spot is Sarge's Surplus Hut, another pretty cool spot. And we'll go take a look at Sarge here as we circle on through. And right behind Sarge's hut, it's cool. You got the American flag. And here is Sarge. You know what? Let's get a fun little selfie with Sarge. What do you think? I think we should. Here it is, me and Sarge. What do you think, Sarge? He's a little stoic today. That's all right. We're going to head out of the Cars Land area, which is just such a cool area. It's my favorite spot in all of the resort. And you can see why kids and adults truly love it. Oh, it looks like I think we're going to get a nice little look at Tow Mater. Lightning McQueen might have been closed out, but not Tow Mater. Let's go get a little selfie with him, too. Here's the favorite tow truck, Tow Mater. We got fun little tires around here. I think that's really cute, too. Tow you later as you leave the building. And here's one of the buildings in there. Themed to Tow Mater's shack. Pretty interesting. There were a lot of people trying to take a selfie with Tow Mater. I can do it anytime, so we're going to let them take a selfie. But we are on our way out of Art of Animation. We had a good cupcake. We toured a couple fun spots, but now we're going to head over to Disney's Pop Century Resort to finish off our Skyliner Resort crawl. The Pop Century Resort, like I said earlier, was supposed to be themed with Art of Animation, so it is just right across the river. So let's go take a walk over there and check out that resort. One more full view into the Cars themed. Just my favorite spot. Here's another cool view of all the Finding Nemo stuff as we're walking out. The main pool, the cool buildings. It is just a fun Disney resort. I will say, if you're looking for a relax, how do you say it? If you're looking for a relaxing trip, this is not going to be the resort for you. You're going to want to stick to your Rivieras and those kind of resorts. But if you have a family and you want to really do up Disney big with over the top Disney, this is your spot. I mean, we got Ray over here. Pretty interesting. All right, it's going to rain. We actually have to go to Pop Century now. We have officially made it to Disney's Pop Century Resort. You can see the giant yo-yo behind me. This resort is themed after many different decades. So instead of the over-the-top art theming with the different movies, this is going to be themed to different decades. So my millennials, Gen X, all of you, let's take a look and see what decades you truly remember. Here's a good look at Pop Century Resort. This is going to be mirrored to Art of Animation, so everything's going to be on the opposite side. But we start with the 50s out there with the bowling pin. Then we're going to move to the 60s, 70s, 80s building, and 90s building. So we have many different decades. And remember, like I said before, Art of Animation was originally going to be the 10s, 20s, 30s, and 40s, which doesn't sound as fun as 90s, 80s, 70s, 60s, and 50s. These eras are pretty fun. So let's see all the fun things we can find. And then, of course, instead of Animation Hall, it's going to be Classic Hall for lobby check-in and food. So let's see what fun we can get into around here. And as a reminder, Pop Century Resort and Art of Animation Resort are both value resorts. So you're not going to find water slides or some of the amenities that you would find in your deluxe and moderate resorts. The one thing on the top of my head right now is water slides because I'm looking at the Hippy Dippy pool right now. But remember, some of those deluxe amenities are not going to be found here at the value resorts, but that means that they're typically going to be cheaper resorts and more family friendly. As you can see with the giant yo-yos and the flowers, we are in hippie country, aka the 60s. If you were born in the 60s, if you lived through the 60s, I'm gonna call you wise, okay? That you are just wise beyond your years. All right, they're playing some fun 60s music in here. We're doing the twist in the 60s, just bright colors and hippies. That's what we're known for here in the 60s. We got Play-Doh over there. And of course, I believe, did this movie come out in the 60s? The Jungle Book? We have Baloo, a giant Baloo. I'll give you to scale on how big he is. Look at how big he is. He is towering over me. This is kind of scary, I'm not going to lie. All right, let's move on. As Baloo is behind me. And Mowgli. I didn't even see Mowgli. This resort is dead right now, which is surprising, I guess. I guess it might rain soon. It hasn't. It's been holding off for us. And it's a little chilly, but nobody's in the hippy dippy pool. It's really dead around here. But we are in the 60s, and the 60s is going to be your main area of Disney's Pop Century Resort. Here's the hippy dippy pool right on over here. I'll take a look and show you around here. There, right over the fence, is the Hippy Dippy pool. That's going to be your main pool of the area. Some more dancing and twisting. And my favorite, the Play-Doh, the giant Play-Doh. I guess this was made in the 60s as well, but I played with Play-Doh. I'm pretty sure a lot of kids played with Play-Doh. That's one of those things that I'm pretty sure sticks around for a while. Did you get it? Sticks around? No? Okay. All right. Let's keep going on. New decade. Here's a better look here at the Hippy Dippy pool right in the middle. It's really a pretty resort with all the colors and everything. I really like it around here. Pop. Giant Pop Century. Pop. We're here. Let's head inside and see what we can find. It's even bigger when you walk up to it. Pop. Let's head in the Classic Hall and see what we can find. You want to go back? And if you can tell with this resort, it looks pretty much the same, just a different facade around here in the lobby. Let's check out the pop shopping and dining and see what some trouble we can get into. I really like this is my favorite out of the others, but let's take a look here in the gift shop and see what we can find. Look at these cute ornaments. These are a big statue you can actually find out here in Pop Century because they are a real thing that was out back in the day. So these ornaments are cute. Also, these cups are really cute as well. Some cute Pop Century stuff. Other than that, nothing too crazy. Some magnets, but everything else is pretty much the same across property. So let's just keep going. Here is Pop Century's food court. Looks eerily similar, doesn't it? That's because it's pretty much the same building. I don't think we're going to get a treat. I'm pretty full, but that doesn't mean we're not going to go get a drink from our refillable mugs. Let's go get a drink. They actually just did a little retheme in here. It's just under refurbishment. I think it looks really, really cute. It still pops. Big fan. Yeah, you can see the walls and everything. Everything's popping more than it ever has here at Pop Century. I did not find too much there in Classic Hall. And truth be told, ooh, it smells like manure. They just put down some new stuff. I can smell it. And truth be told, my phone is getting down to like 5%. I'm not even going to lie. So I wanted to show you a couple more things in Pop Century before we have to end the video here. But we still got some time left. So let's go take a look at some of the other cool things here at Disney's Pop Century Resort. But we did get our refill. We went with vitamin water again. 2 lemonades and 2 vitamin waters. That's a good day. And just as a reminder, remember here at Pop Century, all of your rooms are going to be motel style. So keep an eye out for that. If you don't like motel style rooms, this is not going to be the spot for you. But it's like no different. Like it's pretty much the same. And I like it. It's pretty nice here. Like I said, I do like this better than Art of Animation. As you can tell, it's more of a quiet resort for still being over the top Disney theming, not Disney IPs, but it's still pretty quiet for what it is. We've got the giant bowling pins here and the giant yo-yos. These are all staircases, so they put the staircases in all of these buildings. It's so cool. This is another favorite thing of mine is the running trail. I actually love running, so this is one of my favorite things to do here while I'm staying at one of these resorts is running the 1.3 miles around the lake. It is one of my favorite things to do because once again, I love running. As you can tell, I love running. I also love stuffing my face. So I hate running, guys. No, that's a joke. If you couldn't tell by my tone, if there is a running trail, so if you're into that sort of thing, go for it. Go for it. Um, I've been stuffing my face though, so thank you, thank you. Thank you. I bring you the content while I'm huffing and puffing out of breath into this microphone. So probably should use the running trail. But they do have that. Or you know what? Why do we have to call it a running trail? I mean, I like walking too, so that's my walking trail. But that running trail does go between both resorts, and it's a pretty cool scenic route. Along some of the paths, year by year, they have some fun facts. So in 1974, People magazine is launched by Time Inc., and hammering Hank Aaron breaks Babe Ruth's career home run record. So they have these little facts in each area. We are in the 70s area, so the bicentennial. So there's going to be facts for every year in the 70s, which is pretty cool. So if you were born in any of these years, you can come take a look at your year and your fact. Like 1975, Microsoft, located in Seattle, Washington, is founded by Paul Allen, age 22, and Bill Gates, a 19-year-old Harvard dropout. That's right, guys. Bill Gates dropped out of college, and you should too. Drop out of college. School doesn't matter. Just kidding, guys. Stay in school. Guys, everybody, my mom just turned 50 and she was born in 1976. So my mom's actually 50. So hi, mom. But this is my favorite one. Not only is it the year my mom was born, but America celebrates its bicentennial, which means 200 years. And we are in our 250th year already. How cool. Also, Barbara Walters joins ABC News as the first woman to co host the network news. How cool. 1976. Happy 50th, mom. So that's just a fun thing while you're running. No judgment here. I just ate some cake and chicken tenders. Or walking the trail. There's some of those fun little facts for you along the way. Let's take a look. I'm looking for one more thing that I want to show you before my phone dies. I'm down to 3%, so I got to go quick. We have made it to the 1980s, and as you can see, our representatives are Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. They start off the 1980s area. We also have, of course, the Rubik's Cubes, which look actually really good. I think they relit these up. I mean, it's glowing real nicely, and that's pretty cool. So we got Rubik's Cubes for the 1980s. I don't know, I just really like this area. So if you're born in the 1980s, this is a spot where you can come stay and relive some childhood memories. We are going to go backtracking, though, back to the 1970s, as I'm going to show you a couple more things before the eventual end. Back in the 70s, we have a little seating area themed to none other than Twister, and you can actually play Twister here. They have the board, and this should actually spin. Hold on. Right hand red. I'm not doing that. But yeah, we got Twister in the 70s. Oh, and we got a few more things over here. We have giant foosball. How cool is this? They are massive guys. Hold on, let me show you how big they are. Like I said, absolutely massive. I think I'm going to call you Bill. Hey, Bill. We've also got the great big Mickey phone. Remember, I showed you this ornament that they were selling back in the shop. That is pretty cool. Look at how massive he is. How cool. Uh, 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 uh. It's not moving, guys. And our final spot is the big wheel. Now that's what I call a big wheel. I think the other big wheels need to get out of the way. This is the biggest big wheel I have ever seen. Guys, don't drive away on it. Don't get up there. I think this is massive. This has got to be at least 4 or 5 stories tall. So big. But yeah, we got foosball, big wheels, and the Mickey phone. Well, my phone is just about dead, but we had a great time going to all the different resorts. Thank you for joining me. We got some fun treats. Love the chicken tenders and the cake. Got our resort mug, the new one, and filled that up and took a tour of some of the great resorts. Sorry about Caribbean Beach Resort. My mic wasn't working and I want you to have great footage. But so long from Disney's Pop Century Resort and the 70s. Comment down below, what is your favorite resort that we took a look at today? Mine is Disney's Riviera Resort, followed right behind by Pop Century Resort. From me, Mickey, and the Foosball Gang and Bill Jr., we all say have a magical day and thank you for watching Locked in Disney. I'm Luke Lockwood. Have a magical day.